The sky in the center of the fractal world is similar to the nuclear shell inside a neuron cell. Because observing the stars, we can understand the true model of our world, but for this you need to open your eyes at least a little. And before you are the official Google data for 2016. And here we see the direction of movement of the stars in the northern and southern hemispheres, as well as the sky from the east and west, somewhere near the equator. Look carefully at the arrows and remember this is important. And here we see a model of the sky from Stephen Christopher. Sky watchers from the northern hemisphere see how the stars revolve around the North Star counterclockwise. Yes, observers from the southern hemisphere, on the contrary, see clockwise rotation. But the stars put all the dots on, and true, as we have already realized, according to the rotation of the stars, the sky vault is a sphere that spins above our heads. The heliocentric theory, like the flat one, can be stretched to the trash without remorse. Why can official theory also be discarded? Yes, because this is just a theory that states that the Earth revolves around the Sun at high speeds, and the Sun in turn moves along its trajectory at even higher speeds. How is it that we fly through the void at enormous speeds, and the stars and constellations in the sky are the same as they were 1,000 years ago? Are there reasonable explanations for the non-volt model? Yes, of course. Look further. We started the tour, as you understand, the North Pole from there, and slowly but surely move towards the South Pole of the concave Earth. Notice how the stars rotate in a small screen, shooting the night sky from the northern hemisphere. On screen 2 there is already a video recording of the southern hemisphere, please note. Well, let's look again, only this time a little closer, and add arrows so we don't get confused in all these rotations. On the small screens, you can download recordings from the Stellar.ru application, which show the sky, vault, and constellations yourself, and experiment with an interesting program. And after everything you've seen, I think every reasonable person will draw the right conclusions, and you yourself can take the ball and spin it. Personally, I found such a capsule in children's toys, and for greater clarity, I combined two different colors. He turned this miracle counterclockwise around his ESI and observed that if the upper part of the capsule is observed as a movement counterclockwise, then the lower part, according to all the laws of physics, is seen to us as a movement clockwise. Despite the fact that the capsule is still turning counterclockwise. And for sharovers who want to once again pull the owl on the globe, according to NASA, the Sun is moving relative to the center of the galaxy at a speed of 230 kilometers per second. And this, 84,000 kilometers in a year, our solar system travels about 7,568,040,000 kilometers. In 440 years, the solar system has supposedly moved 3,330,200,600,000 kilometers. Why 440 years? And because I did not take the map of the starry sky of the same Hipparchus age more than 2,000 years, where we can see the familiar constellation, and took as a basis the model of the star globe, the so-called astronomical clock created in 1584 in Augsburg, were created 6 such globes, one of which is still in the State Hermitage. And in this video, we do not consider the complexity of the work of masters of the 16th century. We are interested in the constellations themselves on this globe and what is wrong with these constellations. They are the same as in our sky, even though it's been 440 years since then. And everything is wrong with this globe only from the point of view of official astronomy. After all, let me remind you that in 440 years the solar system supposedly moved 3,330,200.6 million kilometers between these very stars. And despite the fact that the diameter of the Milky Way is supposedly about 946 quadrillion kilometers, the constellations in the sky must have shifted and changed their shape. One way or another, the constellation is the brightest stars in the sky, which are located from each other at colossal distances. And the slightest shift of the observation point would not allow the constellation to remain the same. 440 years ago. Not to mention the big and little bear on the stellar globe of Hipparchus, because since then our solar system has supposedly shifted by more than 15,900,000,000,000 kilometers, with the diameter of the entire galaxy 946 quadrillion kilometers. This is how the theory of the globe is refuted by the materials provided by the same official science, especially stubborn official beliefs. Most likely, they will say something like too great distances for us to notice changes in the starry sky from Earth. To which I answer them, place any two objects at a certain distance from each other and look at them with your left eye and without moving your head. Open your right eye and close your left. And even though there are only a few centimeters between your eyes, when objects are about a meter or more, you will see the difference. Food may be a galaxy and supposedly has a diameter of 946 quadrillion kilometers, but the solar system supposedly shifted by more than 15,900,000,000,000 kilometers since the time of the cheetah, and the bear on his globe is still smiling, waving at us. So the theory of the terrestrial globe goes into the trash can, as does the theory of the flat Earth, because the dome is a hemisphere. Accordingly, the physics of the rotation of the sphere, which I showed earlier on the dome, cannot be depicted only if you strongly pull the cat by the ears in attempts to pass off the desirable for real. As such, the guys are all blessings and pure reason.